This is Bear, and he has a cameo today to talk about a very important message. Every year, 15 billion trees are cut down, and only 5 billion of those are replanted. And of course, humans need trees, but 10 billion is a big loss. And I believe there's a way that we can help replenish that. And I think that if we were all to support businesses that were regenerative and did things like planting trees or for the ocean, taking bottles out of the ocean, we could. And that's why I created Happy Hoots. Happy Hoots is a children's story where every book that we sell, we plant a tree. And it's about this little character, Captain Hoots, whose forest is getting destroyed. And then he sets out on a big mission. And what he learns is that businesses can give more than they take. And he solves that. And he comes back and saves the forest. Now, where it gets interesting and where you can help is obviously this is a children's book and we're not making a lot of money. We can't afford traditional advertising. I've already tried that and blown through thousands of dollars. I need people who will join the mission and will spread the good word about Captain Hoots and will help to do this. And if you join the Forest Guardian program, which I'll explain in a second, every time somebody buys from your link, we plant 2 trees. Now, that makes an exponential difference, actually. And then the interesting part is that we're planting mangroves, which mangroves actually do more to sequester carbon than the normal trees. So, for example, this book takes 1/500th of a tree to print. So it's a little ironic that, you're selling paper and you're planting trees, but there's math behind this. This takes 1/500th of a tree, and the trees that we're planting are actually more impactful for sequestering carbon. So there's a real net compounding effect here. Now, there is an option to earn a bit of cash. We can't afford a whole lot. I think it ends up being about 20% once you've reached 10 sales. And we also, if you're a content creator, we'll of course work with you on creating content within a limited budget. But really, this is for people who want to join the mission and want to help us plant trees. But that's not all we want to plant. This little character, Captain Hoots, he cares a lot about planting another message. And that's a message that children, the next generation of leaders, can be entrepreneurs. And that they can be not any type of entrepreneur, that they can be a social impact entrepreneur. My name is Dominic, and I've been blessed to have a long career in successful and unsuccessful businesses. And growing up, my mom had a struggling business and she was an entrepreneur, and we worked together stuffing envelopes and running programs. And, I didn't even realize that I was an entrepreneur in training. She didn't even call herself an entrepreneur, but that's what was happening. And I think that being an entrepreneur builds character and that more children should know that they have that option. And while I don't yet have children, that's a message that I hope to radiate and drive with my children in that community when I do. In my career, working at Facebook and Instacart and Shopify and being able to support companies like Tom's Shoes with some of my startups, I've seen the difference leaders make in how a company culture can care about the planet, can care about people. And I hope that the next generation of leaders, and I believe it will, I have faith, will grow up in a way where their consciousness is at a place where they understand the right way to run businesses. And so that is really what Captain Hoots is about. And I think I'm actually really Captain Hoots, but we won't tell him because he's doing a good job. This is all being funded at this point out of pocket by my efforts in a nonprofit I'm building called Shisharka, which means pine cone. And its purpose is to elevate consciousness and protect nature. It's emblazoned on my arms and all over my house and computers. It doesn't get more dedicated than this. So please join me, join Captain Hoots, join Mr. Bear. Were you asleep? He fell asleep, so he didn't do too much here. And help us plant trees and teach your kids and all the kids a very important lesson about entrepreneurship. Thank you.